the Woo family goes back. My mother was actually born Rabaul, and then later on, we come to Lae when she met up with my father. So my mother was married before during the war. Then her first husband died of TB. So, and then we're the second lot. In the first marriage, my mother had one son and one daughter. So my older brother, my stepbrother, he was born 1945, basically just after the war. Then my sister was born 1946. Then later on, their father died of TB. So in 1957, my mother moved to Lae to be with her family, her brother, which is Mr. Wan Jin Wah. Mr. Wan Jin Wah was living in Lae already, even during the war. He was hiding outside over Busama that way. So then my other brother was born later that year, 1957. And we had a house, a little shop down at Chinatown. I can't think of the name at the moment. Before Chinatown, when you go straight down to the roundabout, before the roundabout, where not after the Pistol Club, but that house there. Okay?
I remember.
And then, so we had a few shops there, but then when the town was relocating and developing Chinatown, they told us to move down to Chinatown. So we had the shop at where WN Cito stands, the corner there. All right, and then we moved there. Before we moved there, we got that. At the same time, they developed Eriku already, so allocating land for us. So we ended up getting a block at Eriku on Huron Road, section 46, lot 10. So that's where we went to live back in 1965, I think. Yeah. So I have a family of three older brothers and two older sisters and one younger sister. So I'm the second youngest. So we all went to Bulae Primary School, and so from there. So the shop was called just PNG-Woo. And people remember at Eriku, shop long blah 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 me, so I go down all the cement. It was because we had to build a road up because we were always getting flooded. And big flood all the time, so everybody remember my shop would have go down all the cement if I got on. So yeah. So I went to school there at Bulae and walk home every day. So I was at Bulae until grade 6, 1973. So in 1974 to 1979, I went to Australia boarding school. So from there I went to boarding school in Australia. A time when I was small, even after school when I finished work, I would always come home and help my mum in the shop and learn how to do packing. Like Lae biscuit used to come in hundreds in one big box. We have to cut the butcher paper up and fold them up with foil and wrap that up. And then the same thing with the sugar and the rice. We'll buy the rice at like 30 kilo and we had to pack them in 1 kilo little pound bag, brown paper bag. And even the mutras. You remember the mutras? You have to roll them up in a butcher newspaper to sell. So that's where I show my interest in the shop in those days. So, and after that, when I finished high school in Australia, my mum and dad was getting old and wanted to retire. So then I took over my mum and dad's shop there, from 1981. Okay, my brothers and sisters, they lived in Australia already, and my younger sister too was living in Australia. So then when I got married, my wife, she come from Singapore. So she came and lived with me, and we got married and ran one shop first in 1984. From 1984, then we wanted to expand the business. So the shop that I'm standing here interviewing you and getting interviewed here was owned by Matthew Chung. So we bought the business from Matthew Chung. Even that time when I was buying this shop back in Matthew Chung's time, they already warned us the market gonna move one day, but looked like the main market's not moving. So the main market is still there. So In the meanwhile, I had our first daughter was born 1987. Her name is Veronica, and my second child, Wesley, was born 1989. All right, and then I had another child, 1996, a lot later, Lorraine. They all went to Bulae, just like I did, but of course the name has changed. It was called Tissot, different name now. So they're all growing up now. And then after we got this store at Matthew Chungat Market, we got another store. It was a small little store, PC Woo, next to the Big V. We rent, actually was owned by Buriban Progress, but we bought the business from another gentleman. We just rent from the shop there. So we had that too. All right, and later on, during that time, I was trying to grow my business, like do wholesale. So I was actually a traveling salesman for a while, going up the highway with 4 suitcases, drive my car and sell to retail people and customers along the way, like Kainantu, Goroka, Mt Hagen, and Shimbo, and even into Karawagi. So we did that for a few years, but we found it very hard, especially when you had to give credit, and then people were not paying as on time and struggle to pay or don't want to pay, and so we decided to acquire a shop in Mt Hagen. So we got one shop in Mt Hagen now, that time. So and then we stopped doing wholesale and selling to people. We have people come, they buy from us, we give them a special price, but we don't approach people now. Just easy to sell our own stuff in our own shop and not give credit, because we're doing only drapery wholesale. We weren't doing wholesale grocery, just all the clothing line, fishing line, locks, bed sheet, batteries, and brass padlocks, and all those things, you name it. Yeah, from there, then later on we got another store in Mt Hagen. We bought over a Kabuka store, Michael and Ron Lee. So then we had 2 shops at one time in Mt Hagen. When you don't have enough managers and short on staff, we had to cut down, so we reduced to 1 shop only. So I kept Kabuka store, because the other store that we opened in Mt Hagen actually belongs to the Catholic Church in Mt Hagen, the one on the city pharmacy on the other side. Okay, so then later on, a few years down the road, like 10 or 12 years ago, it's a real miracle that we agreed to buy my cousin's store, Jimmy Wan Jin Wah, which is my uncle, late uncle. They already passed away a long time ago. So when we agreed to buy the shop, the day that we were supposed to take over, our shop at Eriku got caught on fire, so completely destroyed. So it's like a blessing. One shop open, all the workmen there went to work at Wan Jin Wah, so we didn't so it was like close up, and they didn't have a job, they didn't lose their job. So it's like the day that we're supposed to take over Wan Jin Wah store, the fire happened at Eriku. So it was really strange. Like even the fire, when it stopped fire, the looting, the people continued looting, they wouldn't go away. So it was 10 years ago, 11 years ago exactly. So the store you see now at Eriku is a 3-story building. It was rebuilt completely new. But anyway, so then it was a blessing in one way. We have agreed to buy my cousin's store, Wan Jin Wah, which is uptown on 7th Street. That's where we still kept the name, because he's my mother's eldest brother. So Mr. Wan Jin Wah was my uncle. So yeah, so we kept that, and then we expanded, and then we have the other shop too in town. So we have a few shops. So overall, I employ over 150 Papua New Guineans working for me throughout the country. 4 shops in Lae and 1 in Mt Hagen. So, yeah, Eriku store is quite an interesting history. People don't know the story behind Eriku, how it all become name of Eriku, because it all come about from an Eriku supermarket that was open way back before my mum opened a supermarket. It would have been early 1960 before we went there, and it was called, the corner was called Eriku Supermarket. I think PNG people, like talk Huon Road, hard walk long they talk now. They just called it Eriku and became Eriku now. They say Eriku is E-R-I-K, but no Wu on the end, and that's how they keep saying that name. Eriku, the supermarket in the corner is no relation to me. Same surname Wu. Their family had, the other brother was a doctor, Tusa Clinic, as you know, you remember. So different family. So that's how the name stuck, and everyone just called it Eric Wu Supermarket. Even we write it down as Eric Wu, like we say PCU, and then we Eric Wu branch. So yeah. So this coming March, my wife and I have been married 40 years now. So I've been running our business and looking after my business, and people always ask me when I go to a meeting, like I was at the Yalabu Synod for the whole week. I thought, someone's got to look after my business so I can go to church meeting. So that's why she's not at Yalabu and I'm at Yalabu, and she's looking after my shop and the business here on her own. And got to look after, work with other Filipinos too, and the Papua New Guineans that work for me. I have Papua New Guineans working with me more than 35 years now. They start with me as a very young man, as 18. So now they're already close to 60, you know. Sometimes they say they're 70 years old. I say, you're not that old. And I've got staff working for more than 20 years. So, yeah. As you can see later, you can see the video. That store is the original store of my uncle, Mr. Wan Jin Wah. It was established back in 1953. I wasn't even born yet, so my uncle, a lot older. My uncle's the second born in my mother's family. So, yeah. All right.
How, as a pioneering Chinese family in Lae and Papua New Guinea, how do you see the country changing over the last, say, since independence in 1975?
I always tell people, you know, there's this problem that we face, like all the looting and the riot and the break and enter, stealing and robbery. It comes with the territory of taking a risk, being in business in Papua New Guinea. And that's how my mother always says it, you know, like, you know, if you want to do business here, that's the risk we have to take. It comes with the way the country has been changing and progressing. It's not going to be easy. I don't see the road going to be that easy for us too. It's going to get harder and harder as a businessman. Like security, we spend a lot of money on security, like security guard, 24-hour security guard, an alarm system. You know, we spend a lot of money on that. At the same time, we spend a lot of money on electricity. As you know, the country can't supply enough power consistently. We're always having blackout. So, you know, like when PNG got independence back in 1975, a lot of my ex-PNG people or Lae Chinese people, they left Lae because they got scared of independence. They didn't know what was future gonna hold, you know. And you know, like, you know,
so why did the Wu family stay on?
I think we just believed in ourselves, and we still love this country. We still think there is positive things about it. There is good things. It brought me, my business has grown, and I've raised 3 healthy children. And the challenge is not easy. We're always competing. Now even more, we're competing against the mainland Chinese, the Bangladesh people. As you I know, they don't all play the same level of fighting, you know, or the same level of being honest, dealing, how they do business. And it's even going to be harder for the Papua New Guinea to run trade store or supermarket store or little store to compete against the mainland Chinese. They're very aggressive, they're very ambitious, you know. So it's a real challenge, you know, to keep on going. And a lot of my friends has left already, like PNG-Chinese in Lae. I can tell you now, wait, there's only my family and the Sirukui family and Colin Wong, Lae Sport Store, and that's it. I mean, Nancy Sido's still here. So there's less than 100 of us, you know, PNG Chinese, you know. So I suppose, you know, it's got harder and harder the law and order to deal with breaking into. I've had a lot of breaking into experience, and I won't tell you all about it. I can count it over 10 times, different times they held me out, you know. So I've been hurt, you know. So, yeah.
Also, you are very strong with the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea. Can you tell me about your...
Okay, when I first got married, so of course I'll come back and continue worshipping at Resurrection as a little boy. I grew up there and being the oldest member and still surviving member of Resurrection Parish. The last person that was as old as I was that had been a member there was Bona Mosali, but he wasn't there like I went there as a Sunday school little boy, you know, growing up there. So I felt that desire, and when I was worshipping, and I taught Sunday school at Resurrection for 10 years, helping out and learning to teach, and I found it very wonderful, like teaching children about Jesus and God and giving back to the people. So from there I joined a Lae City Circuit, which is of 16 parishes in Lae City. Then from when I joined them, I took up the role as a treasurer. And then when you join all these things, you've got to join Yabun District too. So my first meeting attending Yabun District Conference was held at Finschhafen. So that time Lutheran shipping was still operating back in 99, at least 99, yeah. So we went to buy slow boat. You know, we went there and it was quite interesting. We go there and we said, no, you know, it was my first time and we can't go into the delegate's place yet because president not come yet, Yabun District president not come yet. So they have to wait for the boat. The boat was going back to bring him. So we were waiting another 3 hours sitting outside, you know, for the next boat to come back with the president of Yabun District. So from there onwards, after that, you know, we sort of like the desire to work with the church and helping the people and sharing the faith, you know, because that's what the impact that I met, like Bishop Kisitung said, sharing the faith and building the church is what I believe in. I share the same faith with you people in Papua New Guinea. I'm a completely different color skin, of course, you know, but I'm only one person, you know. I just hope that whatever I do and touch someone's life, and I have touched someone's life. Like I went to this Yalabu conference recently in 2024. I met a graduating pastor. You know what he told me? He said to me that he remembered my parting speech to him, graduating student. He remembered me telling him, he's the parish member, Pastor William. We got a William, the one at Yalabu, the mission station, the pastor there. He graduated like 10 years ago. Anyway, he said that I remember telling him that I do my little bit and I hope to see them in heaven. And he said he remembered what I told him. So it's touching when somebody meets me and tell me he remember what I said. I know it's not easy being a Christian and trying to help you people and encourage you people and show support. And it's a challenge. It's not easy. Not only just I give my money to you people, I give you my time. You know, I will go to these conferences and stay there for 1 week as a delegate and sleep with you people, work with you people, and talk with you people. So throughout Yabun District in Morabi, I've been to all the corners of all the circuit. The only place I have not gone so far is Sesi Island and Wantua. I've been to Buana, I've been to Buang, I've been to Kaitiba by plane, I've been to Miamia, Asiki, I drive there, my own car, and I've been to Laulu, Finschhafen, Hellspark. So it's been a real challenge working with you people, encouraging you people, you know, sharing the faith, you know. I mean, I'm a different, I don't need to, you know, I can do other things. Why should I spend my time worrying about the church and worry about you people and how you struggle? The church has grown. The offering has not grown. That's the disappointing thing about our church. You know, your offering must increase every Sunday, every day, every year, you know, because your expenses are going up. Our pastors are demanding for more pay, and evangelists want to get paid, and you know, if you don't increase the offering, how are we going to have extra funds to keep paying our pastors their wages and look after them? If we don't look after our pastors, how are they going to help look after us and service us and deliver the message? So it's a real challenge. It's not easy, being a pastor. And I just pray that the new generation of pastors that come through the ranks are more dedicated to, just like the people that have come from before. There's a gap in between. I think a lot of them are not as well disciplined. And I'm on the board too at Mount River Seminary. So we had to turn down people, like don't let them go and graduate. They were naughty. They got drunk, biting Mary Blongari. So if they can't be reformed, they can't have the right to be called a pastor, Being a pastor is not easy. You have to be really clean, walk upright every day, 7 days a week. Even being a Christian is not easy. So, like I give out to everybody. Like now I know I stopped giving. Like last time, every day people come, I would just give 100 kina, 200 kina. Even I don't know them, but now I have to stop because they keep coming. Always I talk, oh, you governor, no, me don't. No, I don't want to be a politician. So, because people don't realize, I can help you once, but I'm not going to help you a second time. And it's a real challenge for the church to really look at encouraging people to give. As people can see, Yalabu conference was a very successful conference, but too many people. It's gone crazy. I'll stop there.
Yeah, and just one last thing, Mr. Wu. Next year, the Papua New Guinea celebrates 50 years of independence. How do you see the country moving forward and the church moving forward over the next 50 years?
Everybody knows this country is rich. It's not poor. But they really need to step up and really be genuine about their leadership and deal with the money properly and hand out the money properly, or how they do it, Giving more money to the people not going to solve your problem. You have to teach people what to do with the money, how to manage the money, and how to be transparent. All this money they spend on small business enterprise, SME, you got to monitor it. If you don't monitor it properly, how are you going to see they're doing their job properly, or performing like public servants, especially the teachers, a lot of teachers I know, they don't even get paid because the people in the office that are doing the payroll are stealing their pay. It's not just one person. I know a few person. For 1 year, that guy's been taking the money. And by the time they pay attention, he runs away with the money, and the poor teacher, education is so important. You've got to be educated to change the people, change their mindset. It's not easy. You people are still fighting and not thinking about, talking about peace and how to live in harmony. Papua New Guinea is very diverse. It's too diverse, and so many dialects and so many languages, and that's why it's very hard to see. You guys are really got to be united. Be really strong, stand together, and stop talking. And one thing I found out, I have this thing at Resurrection. I do it all the time when our graduation confirmation class. I will talk to them before they have confirmation. And the thing is, they don't, the children can't remember their birthday, but they can remember what heritage they come from, you see? Mix, they would know that, I'm mixed Tolai with Kote or whatever. They know all that, you see? But yet they can't remember their date of birth, So it's not good, because when they keep thinking about where they come from, you're not uniting them. You have to think as a Papua New Guinean as one, not coastal, not highlanders. I know it's not easy, but you Papua New Guineans know, you people are rich. You at home, you people have land. When we're born, we don't have anything. We don't have birthright, but you guys have birthright. When you're born traditionally, back at home in your village, you got a little portion of land that belongs to you. So this is where the government must look at, trying to help all these government land, all these customary land to get registered so they can do something with the land. That's what's lacking. Look at Finschhafen. I mean, Finschhafen is an older city. You know, it should, all those people that live in town, their land is not even registered. Customary. It's sad. And Finschhafen was way before Yalabo was discovered. You know, you look at Waubilolo, those places too. The road infrastructure. You know, I know the government is talking about connecting PNG all the thing, but your current road situation is not good. And if you've gone to, like I have, like going to Yalabo, you're impressed with the road because Yalabo was only discovered recently. So members got to do their job properly. Giving more money to them not going to solve our problem. If you don't control the money, you just giving the money to the people. One thing bad is that we're making our people lazy. You're always relying on government service. Government's going to do this. Government's going to do that. So helping them a little bit, but not giving them too much. So yeah. Okay.
Anything else you want to say?
Yeah. It hasn't been easy. Let's say the road. I mean, I have my rewards, of course. I have a new home, a nice home, and family. But it comes with a risk. I could get shot sometime and die one day by an accident, and then all gone. But then at least I did something that I love. I'm doing. I'm serving you people, helping you people, teaching you people how to be good citizens of this country. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And God bless you.